Grade 10 Unit 3 Grade 10 Unit 3 Listening and Speaking is Harukuna by Ma Listening mind go Leaching a speaking mind speaking mind or speaking mind B no B so there book on the side or speaking mind to pure Venus I don't have B be the facts about 3 persons in pairs. Choose one person and talk about him or her. Use the points below. I wrote it to Oga, no, to the Auchensi, no, Jango, biography, no, the Ugenzi, Sarah Alma and Charlie Darwin, Emily Pankhurst, Galileo Galilei. No, sorry, Harry Pocori Jango. Shadow Yipi Tare. I know a shadow. Titema, Are Harley. I know be a John Liu, or to be the Duba kind Tade Sualigia. With the fans about 3 persons. No? Okay, Ludonia Jow. No, a chair let it go. Pajiva in pairs. No, do a song like choose one person and talk about. But a mother do that. The young go you are a Peter. Eddie, you go you are. Him or her talk about two jungle bio use the points below no a chatty out him Peter 2 year box day Alma talking about a famous person no Timbo Georgia Pogo to Uye a John Biosojin Alga key points Peter who he or she is no I wrote two Ramamo, Muda with me, no, Badule, Nadua Badule, or Name, Pure, not Kua. When he or she was born. No, Pechin 2 year, Pechino and Widale, Nadua. What he did, what he did, what she did. Dua by look at all, how he or she changed people's idea. Luria, a tweak or use how they go. Below to Pyonglesi get out on it. Now, so what his or her philosophy is 2 year a user Dadanaga Bale. No, Edo, Saru Nagu, to meet her, no, Edo Sarua. The two text ma beat her, the Ujin, Ludonia, the Ujin, no use Hardy, Dani but the Luciaru, Dale, Lila Doma Pitlus, Saru, Pimba Nebra, no, Saru auxiliary. Bimbani Saru Tabirole, Saru Lila, Biani Tabiro Lila Jime. Happy no? Now the Charlie Dow, Happy Saru Sabiro, Charlie Dow and John Lila Jiao. Born in 1809, no? Born in 1809, no? Saru Tangua, she said Tangua, Tosi, Tangshia Guma, we probably published about that shocked the world in 1859. No, to Basau to Wiggle so in shocked the world. No, Gabaji go, don't lose cigarette. No, don't lose cigarette, Joe. No, don't so she get it so that's how to Wiggle. No, about that shocked the world. I know this how to get at 1859. Not about ones believe that all species were not created individually. No? Music, too hard to jidai. No, Mapibu, that the Kuna to Pabio and no, Sunway, but the session is no, too hard to jidai Mapibu, no, the species here, or do I do Jam Pibu, Palace, the Dita Cha individually so aga, Didi Cha, the Dita Cha. No, Pietro Maniva wood, no, Ubemia. No, I don't know there. Narukua all evolved over 1 million of years through a process. No, Narukua against the idea that the earth was just 4,000 years old. No, Kabaji at the Danga nearby laid on sheets with a drink of Sanjane. No, and I will pay it. No. Against the idea of God has created all. Now, Pia the King, a ya along go pandin is where a user go, သူကဆန့်ကျင်တဲ့ပေဖြစ်တယ်ဒါကဆရာ Charles Darwin ရဲ့အယူဆပေါ့ဟုတ်ပြီနော်အဲ့တော့သူနဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့သူနဲ့ပတ်သက်တဲ့ဆရာတို့နော် Wikipedia မှာဆရာနော် Charles Darwin အကြောင်းကိုဆရာတို့နော်လေ့လာသိရသမျှလေးတွေဆရာဒီဘက်ကနေဖတ်ပြပါမယ်နော် Charles Robert Darwin FRS no 12 February 1809 19 April 1882ဒါသူရဲ့နော်သူရဲ့ age လောင်းပေါ့နော်သူရဲ့ဘဝနော်အသက်ရှင်နေတိုင်းမူကာလပေါ့နော်89 February 12နော်ဆရာတို့စီမျိုးဒါပြည်တော်စုနေ့ပေါ့ Union Day မှာ12 February မှာ89မှာမွေးတယ်ပြီးတော့ဆရာတို့19 April 1882မှာသူကွယ်လွန်တယ် was an English no naturalist geologist and biologist နော်သဘာဝဗေဒနော်နောက်ပြီးတော့ဘူမိဗေဒနဲ့ဇီဝဗေဒပညာရှင်အင်္ဂလိပ်လိုမျိုး best known for his contributions to evolutionary biology နော်ဇီဝဗေဒဆိုင်ရာနဲ့ပတ်သက်ဆင့်ကဲဖြစ်ပွားမှုဇီဝရဲ့ contribution နော်ဒါရင်းနဲ့သူကတဲ့ပြောရရင်နော်ထင်ပေါ်တယ် his proposition that all species of life has descended from a common ancestor is now widely accepted and considered a fundamental concept in science. In a joint publication with Alfred Russel Wallace, he introduced his scientific theory that his branching pattern of evolution resulted from a process that he called natural selection, in which the struggle for existence has a similar effect to the artificial selection involved in selective breeding. Darwin has been described as one of the most influential figures in human history, and he was honored by burial in Westminster Abbey. Next, Darwin published his theory of evolution with compelling evidence in his 1859 book on the origin of species. သူရဲ့စာအုပ်နော်နာမည်ပါနော်1859ခုနှစ်မှာသူထုတ်ဝေခဲ့တဲ့စာအုပ်နော် Theory of Evolution နော်ဆရာတို့ဆင့်ငယ်ဖြစ်စဉ် theory နော်ဆရာတို့သက်ရှိတရားဝမျိုးစိတွေရဲ့ဆင့်ငယ်ဖြစ်ပေါ်မှုနော်အဲ့ဒါနေနဲ့ပတ်သက်ပြီးတော့သူကရေးသားခဲ့တယ်သူ on the origin of species ဇီဝရင်းမြစ်များနော် on the မျိုးစိတွေရဲ့မျိုးကွဲမျိုးစိတွေရဲ့ရင်းမြစ်များရင်းမြစ်အကြောင်းBy the 1870s, the scientific community and a major of the educated public had accepted evolution as a fact. However, many favor competing explanations that give only a minor role to natural selection, and it was not until the emergence of the modern evolutionary synthesis from the 1930s to the 1950s that a broad consensus developed in which natural selection was the basic mechanism of evolution. Darwin's scientific discovery is the unifying theory of the life sciences, explaining the diversity of life. Darwin's early interest in nature led him to neglect his medical education at the University of Edinburgh. Instead, he helped to investigate marine invertebrates, study at the University of Cambridge, Christ's College, encouraged his passion for natural science. His 5-year voyage on HMS Beagle established him as an eminent geologist whose observations and theories supported Charles Lyell's conception of the gradual geological change and publication of this journal of voyage made him famous as a popular author. Puzzled by the geographical distribution of wildlife and fossils, he collected on a voyage. Darwin began to do investigations and in 1838 conceived his theory of natural selection. Although he discussed his ideas with several naturalists, he needed time for extensive research, and his geological work had priority. He was writing up his theory in 1858 when Alfred Russel Wallace sent him an essay that described the same idea, prompting immediate joint publication of both their theories. Darwin's work established evolutionary descent with modification as the dominant scientific explanation of diversification in nature. In 1871, he examined human evolution and sexual selection in the desert of man and selection and relation of sex, followed by the expression of the emotions in man and animals, 1872. His research on plants was published in a series of books. And in his final book, The Formation of Vegetable Mold Through the Actions of Worms, 1881, examined worms and their effects on soil. နော်ဒါဒီတဲ့နော်ဆရာတို့ Charles Darwin ရဲ့နော်ရေးခဲ့တဲ့စာအုပ်တွေရဲ့သူ့ရဲ့အယူဆတွေသူ့ရဲ့ philosophy တွေနော်ဆရာတို့အထူးသဖြင့်နော်ဒီ species တွေရဲ့ ပါတယ် evolution of the species ပေါ့နော်ဒါတွေကသူကတခြား individual not individually တဲ့သူကချမ်းမဖြစ်တစ်ခုနဲ့တစ်ခုက single ဖြစ်စဉ်တွေရှိကြတယ်အဲ့ဒီသဘောမျိုးသူရေးထားတာဖြစ်ပါတယ်ဒါသည်ဆရာတို့နော် Charles Darwin ရဲ့ဆရာတို့အကြောင်းကိုနော် text ထဲမှာပါတာအပြင်ဆရာတို့နော်ဒါ Google က Wikipedia မှာဆရာတို့သူ့ရဲ့အကြောင်းကိုဆရာတို့ရိုက်ပြီးတော့ကနော်ရှာဖွေလေ့လာကြည့်မယ်ဆိုရင်ဆရာတို့သိနိုင်ပါမယ်ဟုတ်ပြီနော်